All right, all right. Welcome everyone. Good afternoon. I hope we are all doing well. All right, can we all hear me? Please, if you can hear me, kindly drop a yes in the comment section so I can know you guys can hear me. Right. So for those that are just coming, you are welcome. You are highly welcome. I want you to drop where you are currently watching us from right now. So wherever you're watching us from, please go ahead to drop it in the comment section. Either from OAU, from Ibadan, from Lagos, wherever you're watching from. If you're a student, please go ahead to drop where you are watching us from. Oh, all right. You can't hear me. Please kindly confirm if you can hear me very well before I continue. Faith is saying she can hear me. Please kindly confirm if you guys can hear me. You are highly welcome to the live stream. Today we are going to be talking about cybersecurity, as we all know. Um, and it's going to be a very interactive section and a very interesting one also. Please, I need a confirmation from you all if you can hear me. All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. Please go ahead to drop where you're streaming us from right now. From OAU. All right, OAU. You highly welcome, Faith. I can see Faith is saying she's from OAU. All right, you're welcome, Faith. Today's section will be a very interactive one, and we are not going to be wasting much of you guys' time. We're going to be diving straight into the video. If you can't still can hear me well, anyone else to help me confirm if you hear me. Okay, let me try to adjust it right now. All right. Can we hear you now? All right. So you're highly welcome. I can see watching from OAU. All right. So today is going to be a very interactive section, right? Um, First of all, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Enyola David Adema, right? People call me Dave World, and currently I am the head of tech here at Enoch Sub. All right. So okay, I can see. Only thanks for confirming. You can hear me. All right. So I'm the head of tech here at Enoch Sub, and today we are going to be diving deep into how we can get started in the cybersecurity space, right? Understanding what cybersecurity is all about, and also the skills that you need to actually know that's your cybersecurity career. And today we have a very, very amazing speaker here with us. Um, Her name is Iseoluwa Ogunnaike. She is a cybersecurity enthusiast, and I'm going to be Iseoluwa the floor to actually go ahead to introduce herself right now. So, Iseoluwa, hi, it's nice to have you here. Good
Yeah.
afternoon. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon. I'm good. How are you too?
I'm doing well. I'm doing great. So, kindly go ahead to introduce yourself, please.
So, my name is Iseoluwa Ogunnaike. currently studying IT with cybersecurity. I'm very passionate about cybersecurity. And yeah, that's why I'm here today to just talk you through everything that you need to know into breaking into cybersecurity.
All right. Thanks for that brief introduction, Iseoluwa. Um, so I want you guys to know that there's going to be a question and answer section, right? So this particular section, we are going to go ahead to ask whatever question you ask for. So make sure you stay tuned in case you have any question about security, how to get started. Iseoluwa is here with us to actually help us to answer the question. All right. So all right. So Iseoluwa, the first question I have for you is um cybersecurity, because I know cybersecurity is something that we've been saying a lot, right? Cybersecurity here and there, cybersecurity there and here. So can you kindly tell us what cybersecurity is about in brief terms? Yeah.
Okay, so like the two words that are coined, yeah, that are combined here to give the word cybersecurity, cyber and security. So cyber is just anything in the digital world, anything that is internet related, anything that has to do with technology. And security in that sense also means protecting, keeping something from harm, keeping something safe. Do you understand? And when we combine cyber and security together, it just means protecting everything that has to do that's happening in this digital world. So like the data on our phone, the on our computer, our networks, in the different data or anything on the internet or any tech related stuff, just protecting it from harm and just protecting it from other people that might want to use any data to exploit other people's everything.
All right. Thank you very much for that. So I know. So how would life actually be without cybersecurity? Because I know cybersecurity is a very, very great way to actually keep the internet safe, space safe right now. So how would you say cybersecurity has actually you in your day-to-day life?
Okay, so we know that everything is online now. Most of us, what we do, banking, shopping, even our entertainment, we have Spotify, Apple, iTunes, and all of that. Everything, even socializing, is online. Most of the things that we do right now are online, and we store like very large, sensitive information on our devices. And if we check like each and every one of us phones now, we have our financial data, our personal data, and all of that on there. And thinking that without these, if this information are not properly like protected or guided well, they can be stolen, they can be misused, they can also be damaged. Sorry,
Okay.
and this would not be a good thing. And also, I think cybersecurity is also important in the sense that um, cyber attacks are on the rise right now. So we know that frequently frequently, yeah, right now we have like phishing attacks, we have people hacking into other people's system, we have common ones like malware, we have ransomware and the likes. And right now they're getting more sophisticated, so it's not just the random calls that we get and say, okay, give me a pin on your number. They're getting like smarter, and with the use of AI, things are getting more sophisticated. And also seeing that we also use devices that are connected to the internet. So many of us have like smart TVs, we have smart refrigerators, we have smart watches, we even have home assistants like the Alexa and the likes. And these smart devices collect and send our data online. And if they're hacked, they can be active, they are not properly secured. Do you understand? And if our personal data, our information are posed at a risk. So yeah.
Okay. Right. So being that you said that are the major fields in cybersecurity.
Okay, so I think in cybersecurity we have like three teams. And so there's the red team, there's the blue team, and also the purple
The
team.
red
So
team.
for the sorry,
You said the red team. Then what
yeah,
else?
the team,
The red team. Then what else again? Sorry.
blue team, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, the blue team and the purple team. So these teams are like just the major things in cybersecurity. So for like the red team, they're like the attackers. So we have that's where the ethical hackers fall under. And these people, just in a brief explanation, they're the ones that act like the hackers. So they act legally. So if organization wants to find out, okay, can real hackers hack into our system, then they call on the ethical hackers, which are also called like the penetration testers. So they are hired to break into systems to see, okay, probably there's a weak point or there's like a loophole that so they just pretend to be an hacker trying to like steal a company's data legally. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And they do by probably guessing weak password is more like complex than that, but guessing weak password, finding like software bugs and all of that. And even sometimes like for the red team, some are also like social engineers. So they try to speak to people to trick them to review their confidential information. And because they're doing it legally, like maybe within an organization want to know the people that probably have not taken the security test in a very long while, and then they talk to them and try to like get like confidential information from them. And if they fail the test and all of that, they're able to know that, okay, this person needs to go on more tests. Do you understand? So that's what they just do. They just act like the bad guys. Do you understand? And they fake like the bad guys. That's just there. So that the company knows, okay, there's any weak points or any loophole that they
Okay.
could fill into. And while the blue team, on the other hand, they're just responsible for like defending the company against threats and like building strong systems and also responding to like real attacks. So while the red team are looking for the loopholes, what the blue team is meant to do is, okay, they found the loophole, and this is what we can do to defend ourselves against this thing if it happens, if it wants to happen in real life. So probably we found that the password that the company is using is very weak, and people, they were able to easily guess it. Do you understand? And what the blue team would do is to probably switch on to like an MFA or use a stronger password in that case. And yeah, we have like the SOC analysis. So what these people are, they term them somehow as like the security guards, and what they do is just watch alerts and security logs to catch anything weird. So they are constantly, like maybe somebody logs in into the company system around like 3 a.m. and what they do is to investigate it if it's probably real, if it's something that is if it's not a false alarm, that if it's real, or probably somebody's trying to get into the system wrongly. And what they do is just to defend it, to build whatever systems that they need to build to make sure that the company is defended against such threats. So yeah. And I think the purple team just acts as a bridge for both the red team and the blue team. And in the purple team, we have like the JRC, the people that do like the policy. So that's governance, risks, and compliance. So they do like the policy. So probably they found out that, okay, we have maybe the red team, they found out that, oh, when we spoke to a few people, they were able to like release their password in the office. Do you understand? And what the purple team would do is probably create like a security awareness for like the staff. Do you understand? And just make sure that, okay, these things don't happen. Like they're the bridge between the red team and also the blue team. So yeah,
Okay. So which category would you fall under?
our purple team.
Purple team. Okay. All right. Well, thank God it's not the right team. So all right. So what are the misconceptions that people have about cybersecurity?
Okay, I don't know, but I feel like on my own end, when I was trying to do cybersecurity, when I was trying to get into cybersecurity, my parents had like this notion that it was kind of maybe related to Yahoo, but that maybe it was a 419. Do you
Yeah,
get what I'm
fraudulent
saying?
stuff.
That yeah, fraudulent stuff and all of that. I think another thing also that people like in the security world, what we always think is that probably our what cybersecurity is all about is hacking. You understand? And I think that's what would have led to someone thinking that, oh, it's just a legalized way of doing 419. Sorry, it's just a legalized way of doing 419. But no, it's not that. And also, I think another thing that we've been able to know is that hackers or people that want to breach into your system are not always outsiders. So we have something called like employee sabotage. So even employees that might feel like maybe they're not being paid enough, they could, yeah, they could be like the insiders doing intentionally doing like the bad things. Do you understand? So when we're looking out for like darkers, we don't look only outside, we also look within. Do you understand? And I think it just also gives like the analogy of like the house where when I'm going out, I shut my door, and sometimes even the people inside might be the one posing risk to, probably they might be the one that it might not be intentionally, it might be
Yeah.
accidental. Yeah, because I could leave my house and mistakenly leave the door open. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that was but my fault. And then somebody walks into the house because obviously the door was open.
Yeah.
So also I can send a phishing email to somebody in a particular office, and then unknowing to the person just goes on and click it. So we also need to make sure that okay, the people inside are well informed. The people inside are also satisfied with their job. So if somebody's disgruntled, they probably would be a link to like the hackers outside. Do you understand? So if I'm not happy with my job, if they're not paying me well, I could just feel like, oh, what's there to lose and all of that. Some people feel like that. So, and I think also one thing that we should also know is that I don't know what I'm gonna say. Okay, that strong passwords are also not just enough. So we're living in a day where there's something called brute force. So people can there's a way that people could get your password. So if as much as possible, we should try not to use the same password across all sites. So because we feel like okay, the great password, and then people then, oh, I have one great strong password, sorry, and then they use it across all the sites. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because so that they're able to remember. But no, let's also make sure that okay, we use different password, and not only that, we also implement like multi-factor authentication. So maybe where we're using passwords, we're also using our fingerprints. When we're using passwords, we're also requesting for an OTP. You understand? Sometimes we can enable such on like our Instagram accounts, our social media accounts. Do you understand? And I think that's like the basic example I could give. So when when I need to log in into my Instagram account, it not only requests for like the password, also requests for like an OTP that is sent to my email.
Email.
So that okay, if I know my if somebody knows my password, they are not still able to get into my Instagram account except they then know they have access to the email, and they have access to like the OTP that is sent there. So yeah,
So I guess that's something
just
that's very, very important. I know double factor authentication. There was one time that I didn't add it to my account. I mean, and it cost me like a lot. Even my Twitter account currently got hacked because they like put two-factor authentication. So since then, I've really taken it serious. And to be honest, I thought when it comes to security, it's always like you have to proper security before you start using it. But with what you've said, I noticed that no, you have to start like from your personal self, right? In your account, in your day-to-day activity, how you can make sure that your accounts are really secure and you don't have cyber attacks. So that's really, really nice. Thank you for that, right? So if you guys can hear us, please, if you want to join the Enoch Up community, there's a link there. It's just around the corner right here. So just go ahead to scan that QR code, take it WhatsApp. You can go ahead to join our community and also follow us on all our social media, right? So Iseoluwa, moving on, the next that I have for you here is um, how can someone with no background yeah, tech start um, a cybersecurity?
okay. So I think for someone that has no tech background, first thing that you learn would be probably basic IT skills. So you need to know, okay, how a computer works, what the internet is all about, networks. Do you understand? Even the parts of the computer you need to know, because if you just um decide to just take a cybersecurity course just like that, you might get confused at a point, because for someone that does not know, okay, what an hardware is, what a software is, might probably get confused. Do you understand? And also, so we could take a beginner course on IT, information
Information.
technology. yeah, just
Emmanuel, you're
to
welcome. Watching from Ajay Crowder. Welcome. Sorry,
and
continue.
networking. Do you understand? You could just take a short brief course, and also you could leverage on YouTube. So there are different crash courses on YouTube that
On
you could
YouTube.
just search up and then say basic IT courses. Do you understand? To just have a basic overview of what IT is all about. Yeah, and I think also another thing that we tend to also forget for cybersecurity, we need the great understanding of operating systems. So you need to understand how like to navigate and also manage files, run commands and all of that. And so you could start by probably learning like basic Linux commands, basic Windows security settings. So I think the first thing that you would first actually need to do is the basic IT course, and then could dive deeper into operating systems, and then you can then take a cybersecurity fundamental course.
Very good. So, guys, if you are the right, if you want to start cybersecurity space, there are sort of course outline out there. Two, I think Udemy also find some good courses, right? Coursera.
Mm-hmm. Coursera, Cisco, Udemy, and the likes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
likes.
And
Very
also
good.
YouTube. Yeah.
Okay. So actually, YouTube is one of my favorites. That's where I always get my own content from. Right. So because YouTube is actually free, and trust me, there are a lot of content out there that people don't really make use of currently on YouTube, and I feel you guys
Yeah.
should actually give it a try. Right. All right. I can see that
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel is joining from Ajay Crowder, all the way from Ajay Crowder. Thank you. You are highly welcome. Right. So my next question for Iseoluwa is, please, if you are watching us from anywhere around the world, please go ahead to drop where you are watching us from. We would like to actually know where you guys are watching us from, and just know that we have people all over country, right? All right. So Iseoluwa, my next question for you here would be are there any specific skills or tools beginners start learning first when they want to start the cybersecurity?
I think here, for beginners, what we should leverage on public courses first, understand the basics first, and then we could also leverage on um um tools like Try Acme. So this is like an hands-on lab,
So what
which is
is
very
try
good.
what?
Try Acme.
Try Acme. All right, try Acme.
So it's a hands-on lab, and it's quite a beginner, and there's like different exercise, and you learn by doing things in like a guided way. So I think that makes sense. You're doing something, but you're being guided at the same time. I think another thing that people could also learn would be another tool that they could also leverage on, since I mentioned that we need to have a vast understanding of operating systems, so would be Kali Linux. So this is full of like hacking and testing tools. There's just a common platform for learning like ethical hacking. So for someone that wants to go into ethical hacking, is make Kali Linux your friend. I think another thing that we can leverage on as a tool right now would also be for someone that just starts,
Yeah.
that's just started, sorry. You could take like a couple of phishing tests, because many a times you feel like, okay, we probably know what a phishing test should look like. Maybe there would be
So in order not to get you have like confused, what is phishing test? Because I mean, some people don't even know what phishing is. It might be something we use in nowadays, right? But like, what is phishing
yeah.
itself in cybersecurity?
And so, for example, like there's the email phishing. Sorry.
Okay.
So this is when someone sends you an email, and the email is sent to just be able to get your information. It might be to get your information, to get you, but the first step is to get you to click on something. So it might be a link, it might be a PDF file, it might be just anything. Do you understand? They
Yeah.
just try to click on something, so it's also malicious, and it poses risks not only to um you you poses risks to you and also your personal data. So probably, I do not know, I got an email saying, oh, if you want to get free airtime, MTN free airtime, click on this link and you're gonna
Oh,
get
actually,
maybe
it's very common. It's very common. I've
you're gonna get 5 gig and all of that. And because of I need the data, I'm going to click on the link, and then it just takes you to a site, a very random site, and unknowing to you, they add access. Do you understand? Via that site. Even sometimes they go as far as you click on that link, and then it says, okay, drop your number, drop your name, drop your email, even drop your bank card details. Do you understand? And they just do it. Maybe obliviously you do it, and then unknowing to you that these people are getting like your information, and they're using it. They would obviously use it to exploit you. And also we get like calls. I think this one is very rampant, that you get calls and they say, oh, call this 6 digits link on your phone. Do you understand? And it's just a form of like social engineering, because they know that people are like the weakest link, and also we're also like the strongest link also, but we're the weakest link to cyber attack, because obviously they just need to tell us what we need to hear, and we've just fallen for it. And so you get messages like saying, okay, you get like a call saying, oh, I've sent you a 6-digit number, just call it for me, or saying, oh, I'm from your bank and all of this, we just blocked your account, if you want to retrieve it, let us know your BVN and all of that. So those are examples of like phishing attack. And also I think the one that is quite rampant nowadays, and that looks really genuine in the eyes, when we see like QR codes randomly on like maybe you're walking and it says, oh, scan me for a free gift. Do you understand? And these people have known how to embed like their links on the QR code, and then you scan it, and then obviously they have access to your personal information, they have access to your phone, and then anything can happen from there.
Okay, very good. So Princess, all right. I've increased the volume. Let me know if that works fine. Are they free or affordable? Suggest. I think you mentioned already. To me, and
Yeah, mentioned Cisco, we mentioned Coursera. I think Coursera is not free, but you get like very affordable stuff, and you could also apply for what's it called? Financial aid on Coursera. Do you understand?
financial aid actually would be a great way of getting courses for free on Coursera. I've actually
Yeah, yeah. So you could apply for financial aid, and Udemy also. There are a couple of ones. Okay, there's the ISC too. There's the standard and best practices. They also have a couple of courses that are quite free that you could leverage on. Yeah, cybersecurity. And also the TryAcme is not totally free, but free to an extent. Do you
The
understand?
TryAcme, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It gets to a point where you need to pay. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys try also Coursera apply for financial aid. I mean, I
And
know
also, I said there's also Act the Box.
ACD.
Box.
All right. So I've actually tried out Coursera, and I also know I've tried out Coursera, where they went ahead to apply for course. If you are a beginner, you don't really have money to pay for those expensive courses out there. There are a way you can actually go ahead to get these free courses on Coursera. Apply for financial aid, and trust me, you're going to be good to go, guys. Right? Okay. So so how important would you say networking? That's connecting with one another. When it comes to starting, or would you say making connections or networking basically should be done when you actually reach some certain parts in your cybersecurity space, or when you are just starting out? Which one would you advise, and how important it is to beginners?
Okay, I think it's just starting out, that would be the best way.
Okay.
And also find like-minded people. So because there's sometimes it's just natural. There's sometimes where you feel tired, or you feel like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And because like you community of people that are also pushing you to forge ahead, or people that you're looking up to and seeing like what they've been doing, and you also just want to be able to attain those heights also. And also I feel like networking in the sense of, okay, getting like a mentor, and not only like-minded people, getting a mentor, someone that you could look up to, somebody that you could always run to when you have like any issues or any obstacles that you're facing in your career. And I think that's very, very important. So, because no one is an island, you don't know it all. You probably might not get the best information on your own. Do you understand? And working, we can also leverage on like LinkedIn, where we meet people, send them a message. How did you do this? Were you able to get into this? Send them like code messages, let them know, okay, probably I want you to mentor me. I'm looking to getting into cybersecurity. Just send them messages, and yeah, obviously people would reply. Yeah, I think it's very important. Yeah.
All right. So to be honest, to leverage on what Iseoluwa said, LinkedIn also is one of the great places to actually network, right? I've I've networked with like some very very high people on LinkedIn. Trust me, if you are a beginner, I feel the major thing that beginners are always scared of is basically asking questions. Trust me, that's what the best thing to do when you are starting out, right? If you do not talk, right, if you do not get to speak, if you do not ask questions, this is not how you are actually going to quickly get the information you are looking for, right? It's a popular saying that the mouth is the closest thing. So if you actually need anything, make sure to always ask question, and trust me, you are going to be go right. So this question on my list here for you is what should a beginner's resume highlight, right? Because I know when it comes to cybersecurity, it's very very important to actually it's very very important to actually create a resume if you want to land your first job. There's no how you're going to apply for jobs without basically submitting your resume or submitting your profile or LinkedIn profile or whatsoever, right? So how would you say resume? So let me just rephrase the question again. How can how should a beginner's resume? What should a beginner resume basically highlight in simple terms?
Okay, so I think one major thing also your certifications, the courses that you've taken. Another thing would be projects that you've done. So anything that you've been able to do, you can go on YouTube and search like list of projects that can be done in your field. So if you're looking towards getting into SOC analysis, then you go on YouTube, look for list of projects that you could lay your hands on and start doing them, and make sure that you mention them in your resume. Another thing also is if you had the opportunity to do like internship or any volunteering gigs at any point in time, make sure that you highlight it into your resume. And I think that's all. And also, most importantly, skills that are relevant to cybersecurity. So both soft and also hard skills. So for soft skills, I think I mentioned like soft skills. One thing that we should make mention is also curiosity and problem solving. So there's no way that you want to get into cybersecurity and you don't have like this curious mindset, you understand, and also always looking forward to solving a problem. Another thing that I would say that you could highlight would also be your communication skills. So ability to be able to speak and explain like threats and risk to people clearly, and even people that are not in like the cyber role. Another thing that you could highlight as a skill would be attention to details. So most importantly, just look for skills that are particular to you and what you think, oh, these are the soft skills that are also useful in cybersecurity, as well as also the hard skills that you have.
Okay, so I noticed when you were talking about role and internships and stuff like that, right? So how important are leadership of volunteer role in cybersecurity? How can a beginner actually get one when they have done learning that? Yeah.
Okay, so I think one thing that you could do It's very important, very, very important, because once for a beginner, you don't actually get like a paid job immediately. So what you could
I mean, that's
leverage
one of
on
the
with,
biggest challenge that beginner face when they are done learning their
yeah.
skills. It's very, very difficult to actually land a job straight up.
And because obviously these people don't want to put like their systems in your hand without you having a concrete experience. Do you understand? So what you can leverage on is internship, volunteering roles. Do you understand? And then you could do that and make sure that you make the best out of it. So most times when we're volunteering, because it's not paid, we most likely don't want to put in all the efforts. But let's make sure that we do all our best that we can do. Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, those are the things that you're able to speak about in your interview, and they, oh, okay, that this person knows exactly what they're doing. So you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lastly, how can someone continue growing in the cybersecurity space once they land that job? Because I know that's one of the key things that's very important, right? You've studied
Mhm.
cybersecurity, you know about the tools you need to write and stuff like that. So how can a beginner actually keep growing and learning in order not to remain stagnant in one position?
Okay, so I think one thing that is very important is we should use social media well, and like going back to what we said, LinkedIn. So there are different posts, read the posts, um, also network with other people in your field. Another thing that I would say for you to grow, also keep up with trends. So you're hearing about, okay, new cyber attack that just happened, do your research about it, or what was the cause, what is this about, and all of that, to make sure that we keep up with the trends. Another thing that you could also do, okay, subscribing to like newsletters that are cybersecurity related, so
Yes,
you get like
that's very good.
emails, yeah, of anything that is cybersecurity. And most times newsletters, most people, the way they do that, they put like information of like maybe the things happening in that field. Do you
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
And stay abreast of like the things that are happening in your field at that particular point in time, and then you're not left out. Because most times once people get like their first job, they tend to probably relax, and we are forgetting that the technology space is a very evolving, is an ever evolving space. Do you
Sure,
understand? So
that's something that is always evolving.
you need to always keep learning. So yeah.
All right, very good. So you guys are that right. For you to actually keep up growing in the cybersecurity space, one key thing that you would need to do is to actually subscribe to newsletter as mentioned. Also network with like-minded individuals on LinkedIn. It's a great way to actually stay up to date. Read blog posts, ask questions, and trust me, it's going to be easy, guys. Right? Okay, so basically, we are now going to open the floor for people to ask questions. If you have any question regarding any particular aspect of cybersecurity, please go ahead to ask your question now. Um, and Iseoluwa, so let me just ask you a random question, right? So, as a cybersecurity enthusiast, is something that you would actually do to actually keep yourself up the game, right? So, what would you say you do during your leisure time to just, I mean, you motivated or just keep you going?
Okay. I think aside from what I said, probably going on LinkedIn, reading like different posts, because what I've tried to do and what I've been able to do in my network is to make sure that, okay, most people that I follow are in regards to like my career. So in cyber,
Like people you
most
are
people,
following on LinkedIn, right?
yeah,
Okay.
on LinkedIn,
So you're
most of
saying
my
you only make
network.
connections to people that are within the cybersecurity space. Okay.
Not only, but okay, most times. So
Mm-hmm.
most times posts that I see are cybersecurity related. Do you understand? And one thing that we tend to do is maybe overlook it. We just go. We scroll until we see something that's quite very intriguing before we stop. But most times we tend to like ignore like most important messages. Do you understand? Most important posts. And
Mm-hmm.
what I've just tried to do, um I do this every day. Just spend like 20 minutes
Every
on
day.
LinkedIn. Yes,
Okay.
20 at least 20 minutes on LinkedIn to
Mhm.
just go through posts, read them. Do you understand? Not just go scrolling past it. Do you understand? Read them.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
I believe something that beginners do actually. Some people don't see post on LinkedIn, then they don't be like, if you don't come back to it, then trust me, they never go back to that post, right? So one important thing is for people to actually take action when you are seeing something that interests you when you are going to post.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes you see like very key information, and yeah.
Okay, so what advice would you give to your younger self if you were to, start cybersecurity again from scratch?
Okay, so I think one thing that I would say, don't be afraid to try. I think mine was a very there was a time when I was had to take a certification, and I'd gone through the course, and it was just to do the exam for the
Mm-hmm.
certification. And then I was really scared to take like the exam because I didn't want to fail it, obviously. And this exam was, if you failed it, you
Yeah.
just have to wait another year
Wow.
to before you do it again. So I did not want to fail it, so that you understand. And I didn't want to do the exam, so I kept postponing it. I would schedule my what's it called, my exam for like maybe today, and
Mm-hmm.
then it would be like tomorrow, and then I'll reschedule it. And I'll reschedule for like 3 weeks next, and then it would be close to it again. I'll get very scared, and then I'll reschedule it, and then until I just told myself one day, and I was speaking to someone, a mentor, and just told me, just why not just do it? And I think I was just too scared because I did it and I actually did pass, but it was just maybe me limiting myself in that sense. So don't be scared, don't be afraid to try. That's what
Okay.
I'll say. Don't be afraid to try. There's exams, go for them. There's courses, go for them. Another thing I think I would say would be that most times
Mm-hmm.
courses are very boring, especially long ones. And we most times, because they're free also, we don't tend to take them very seriously. So what I would advise is take it very serious and also try to practice more. Do you understand? And so aside like the courses that we get, let's try to make sure that we are practicing. Do you understand? So if we learned something today, why not just try it and see how it works? Do you understand? You saw something on LinkedIn today, and you saw somebody doing like a test online, and why not try it and see how it works? Or you go on YouTube, different types of projects that you could do, try and see how it works. So yeah, always try.
All right, very good. So, what's that one myth about cybersecurity you wish everyone knew the truth about?
Hmm. I think it's just gonna go back to what we were saying, that okay, I think most times people also think that, oh, there's no information that I have that someone wants to steal. Do you understand? So that's why we're careless. Do you understand? And people are like, oh, maybe the cyber attacks are most likely to like the bigger companies, the people that have businesses and all of that. I don't have like anything that anybody's particular about stealing, and I think that's a big lie, because our information can be stolen and misused. So aside it being stolen, in the misused, in the sense that, because most times when there's like a cyber attacks, even in these big companies, what they do is to steal the customer's personal data. Do you understand? And
Wow.
it could be used for several things. And our personal data, from our name, email, phone number, address. Do you understand? And these are things that people can, once it falls into the wrong hands,
Mm-hmm.
we don't know what's next. Do you understand? Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'll just say, that cybersecurity should be a personal thing too. It should not be, oh, it's for the big companies, or it's for someone that, oh, that has a business that probably needs to protect themselves. And like we said, we have smartwatches. That your smartwatch can be exploited and be used to like pose a risk to you. Somebody can hack into it and get every of your information, and informations that you feel like, oh, maybe it's not really needed. Then you get to a point when you know that this information could be misused at the long run. So yeah.
All right. So lastly on my list is, what's the biggest challenge you face in working in cybersecurity currently?
I think, like I said, keeping up with the trends.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think, don't want to. I think there's a major cyber attack that just happened. I think with M&S also,
M&S. So
and
what's M&S? Sorry.
Marks and Spencer. So it's a clothing brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a very big retail clothing brand, and yeah, keeping up to having time to just go on the system to check, okay, what is this attack all about? Do you understand? Having time to, there are so many there's so many cyber attacks that are happening even within a second. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And having to keep up with things, because obviously you need to learn about these things. Do you understand? The
Mm-hmm.
information, the more information you're able to know, the more aware you are. Do you understand? So the ability to be able to keep up with these things, because I know that some one another thing has another cyber attack has happened with a very major brand right now, but I really can't place the name, of which I saw. And I'm just like, okay, I've not even read the M&S one. Do you understand? I've not done my research on that. And there's this
And that one you're
another
coming
one.
up with
There's
it. Yeah.
so I think keeping up with those
With those
trends,
trends.
and also even beyond the cyber attacks, okay, what is the new thing that is in cybersecurity now? What is the new thing that we're doing now? Or what can we do? What can we not do? Do you understand? And because things are getting more sophisticated, there's AI. So a phishing email would not longer have like mistakes. You know, before they tell you, oh, once the person makes a mistake in like the words, then you easily know that it's a phishing email.
Email.
But it's not possible for someone that would want to send you a phishing email right now. They just need to run it through ChatGPT, and it gives them like a very well structured, do you understand, email to be able to send to you. And so just knowing that things are getting more sophisticated, do you understand? And yeah, that's why you need to keep up with the trends.
All right. So guys, if you have any question, please to drop it before we end the live. We're going the live very soon. If you actually want to follow up with Iseoluwa, LinkedIn is currently in the description box. Do well to check her out on LinkedIn at Iseoluwa Ogunnaike. And I'm also on LinkedIn at Eniola David Ademola. You can check me out. Link in the description box below. And you can also do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Link also is attached to my YouTube channel, right? So Isha, it seems we're not getting much question, but let me go ahead through the comment section. All right, we don't really have much question for Iseoluwa, right? So if you want to reach out to her, please do well to do that. I mean, our LinkedIn is open. Iseoluwa, I guess you're open to messages, right?
Um,
All right. So thank you all for watching. If you want to connect with us, don't forget check out the description box below. Our links are there. Please do well to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Ayo, I think someone is saying hi. If you have a question, please go ahead to drop the question. We're going to be ending the live stream very soon. So let me do well to just display the YouTube channel for you all, so you guys can check it out, right? Sorry, a minute. All right. Okay, so guys, if you want to follow us on YouTube, this is the platform Enoch Hub. Yeah, we are really have a tech training that's coming up in this May. There we are going to be teaching students that want to dive into the tech space, right? So whatsoever tech space you want to dive into, either being data analysis, cyber security, whatever platform you want to dive into, you can follow us on YouTube. We are going to be here helping you guys, and it's going to be free, totally free. You're not paying a dime. Right? I'll be sponsoring everything already for you guys. So Iseoluwa, I guess we have one question for you here. So let me just go ahead to display the question. for you, right? So this question is coming from. So this question is coming from Akinshola, right? Akinshola is asking a question. So let me just go ahead to read the question for you. So Akinshola is asking that how can a beginner get started? Let me see. How can a beginner get started with cybersecurity itself?
Okay, so I think um there's no like it's not a one-way route to getting into cybersecurity. But I think let me just share my own story on how I got into cybersecurity
Okay.
up until like it got into like the beginner stage of cybersecurity. First thing was I had my own first show of like a phishing attack, and it was at that point I knew that I could do something to probably change this thing. Do you understand? In my own little way. Do you understand? And thinking that I almost lost a huge sum of amounts. So I was thinking, oh, now that other people that were not aware, it wasn't that I was aware, it was just because of people that was around me at that point that were able to caution me, oh, don't send this money yet. Do you understand? And it was at that point that I decided that, oh, I'm going to take as much phishing test as possible. So I did that. Later on, I enrolled on this cybersecurity fundamentals on Coursera, I think. Yeah, but I already had like an idea in IT, so I did like computer science in secondary school. So I knew what like the basic IT and networking, the basics of IT and networking. So what I did was just delved into cybersecurity fundamental on Coursera. After I did that for a while, did the test. It was like a series of like 8 courses. It was very long, and I saw it took me like 4 months. Do you understand? And then I built passion on it, and then I think after that I did the ISC2 course. That's the ISC2 certified in cybersecurity course. That was free. I think they were sponsoring 1 million people for the course at that point, so it was free for me as at that time. I think it's still free. It was free, and then I did that, did the exam, passed it, and in the middle where I did the course and did the exam, I got an internship with an Indian company, yeah, and did like a few projects on them. Also, I did what's it called? I did a boot camp, yeah, and it was virtually. Obviously, it was
Actually,
virtually.
you were not going to work, nothing like 9 to 5, nothing like that, right?
I was not going to work. I was going to work because the internship was not it was not in real time. So what they basically did was to teach you and also give you like projects to do. Sorry,
Oh,
give you
okay.
projects.
It's like a project-based internship.
Yeah, it was just project based, and there was like a support. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
once you do it, you send it to a particular person, and then they're able to then tell you, "Oh, do this, do that, and all of that." So there was support from them, and so it was not like active. It wasn't like a job internship, more like that. It wasn't like that. It was just remotely, and because it was from India. And then I moved to do a boot camp, and the boot camp at first it was a beginners level, and then went up for progression, do you understand, for an advanced class in cybersecurity just generally. And in the midst of that, I did the ISC2 exam, and by the time I was
So what do
done
you
with
call
the
it again?
boot,
Sorry.
ISC2,
Okay,
I don't know,
ISC2.
ISC2, I did the exam and I passed. And I think after then I did what's it called? I remember. Yeah, I think after I did the exam, of which I passed, when I did the exam, I found out that there was a part in cybersecurity that I did not really understand, of which I found out through like the exam, and I decided to take like a Cisco course, which was networking as a whole. It
Okay.
wasn't that I didn't was, but I think I needed like more in-depth understanding, and that's why you should not skip the what's it called, the IT and networking courses before getting into
So IT
cybersecurity.
and
Try as
networking
much.
is very, very important cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I did was to go back to that introduction to networking, and did that and was able to get like an overview. And another thing I think beginners also struggle with would be okay, where exactly do I want to fit into? So do I want to be a red teamer? Do I want to be a blue teamer? Do I want to be a purple teamer? Do you understand? And all of that, those are questions that will be ringing in our head. But I would say for now, just focus on learning like the basics.
Okay.
Also, learn the basics and you're not still sure, try to do most of it. Do you understand? Don't just put your eggs in one basket. As much as you can learn that about the red team, you can also learn the defensive part of cybersecurity, which is also the blue team. But also, do you understand? Do courses on like the purple team. Do you understand? So you need like to further yourself, and you can do that with courses. And like we've said, YouTube crash courses are very, very important. You go, and another thing that we also mentioned also, leveraging on LinkedIn. So the different companies that are looking to sponsor, like what Enoch is doing, they're looking to sponsor you into your cybersecurity, into getting your first job in cybersecurity. Do you understand? And for a lady out, there's the women in cybersecurity community that you could join, and there are a couple of others, to understand, that you could join. And then these people, there are different people in there that would support you. I think there's Cyber Avon, yeah,
Okay.
is, and also, yeah,
All
that
right.
you could join, and would support. There will be it's a group, they put you in a group, and there are different people different people of different fields. Do you understand? And you get like the full support that you need at that point until like you're able to stand up on your feet also. So I think, yeah, that's just it.
Okay.
So I think the app will just be certifications, project, internship, boot camps as much as you can, and also networking.
All right. Very good. So Akinshola, I hope Iseoluwa got to answer you. If you have any other question, you can go ahead and reach out to her. That link is in the description box below. You can go ahead to up on LinkedIn, reach out whenever you ask any question. And as she said before, for those of you that do not really know what purple team, red team, and blue team is, she actually mentioned it when she was actually when we started the live stream. She explained everything, right? So this live stream is going to be is pre-recorded for you guys, right? If you want to watch it back, it's live on YouTube. You can go back to retrieve the video, digest it very well. And also, as she mentioned, Enoch's Hub is actually sponsoring tech classes, right? Cybersecurity, data analysis, um, data science, web development. So there's a QR code that is currently displayed on the screen. You can go ahead to scan that QR code to message Enoch, so you can be added to the community and also follow us on Twitter platform, right? So with that being said, that will be the end of today's video. Iseoluwa, thank you very much for having us. It was really, really an amazing section with you. And with that being said, that will be the end of the live stream. And have a good day, guys. Bye bye.